Good morning. So, I wanted to share with you a story about something that happened to me recently. Going on holiday with my family. We went on a skiing holiday, and here in England, we don't have many large mountains, and certainly none with consistent snow. So if you want to do the wonderful pastime of skiing, then you need to go a little bit of a distance. So we went to France. So it's a bit of a drive to France. It's a couple of hundred, 300. What am I talking? It's more than that. It's just hundreds of miles. And I guess if you drive consistently, you could do it in about 16 hours. So we set off on this journey. My three children, actually one additional one as well, and my wife and I, and we got into the middle of France, and the car broke down on the motorway, and then out of that came a series of events, and I realised quite quickly that we were in a Lila, and there's a lovely word that the Indians have for this, a Lila. And a Lila is like a divine envelope that the gods give you. And you open the envelope and there's a play. Lila means a play. There's a kind of little rehearsal. There's a play, a karmic play that then plays itself out. And Leelas are large and small, and life itself is a Lila. Your life is a Lila. You open the envelope, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And your karma unravels according to that Lila. But this particular Lila, once we'd opened the envelope and we were stuck on the motorway, it was kind of interesting. And so we rang the rescue man. The rescue man came. He dragged us away on his trailer, and he took us and left us in the middle of nowhere next to a closed garage. It was a Sunday, so everything was closed in France, and then we waited there. I was on the phone to the automobile club, the RAC, and discussing with them our plight. And so we go through this whole process, and the process involves some negotiation because of their rules and us not wanting to just be stuck there. They were going to get us a hotel in the middle of nowhere. Very nice area in France, but everyone wanted to just get to this skiing holiday, which we had prepared, especially the kids. They were so excited for weeks about it. So I said, don't worry, kids, we're going to get there. I'm determined we'll get there by the end of today. And so we went through this whole process. We had to meet a flight, to meet my wife on the flight. There was another complication. She wasn't actually with us. And so we had to try and get to that airport, Lyon airport. And anyway, in the end, we got there via taxi, and it was a long way and very expensive. And then the Lila continued, and finally we got to the place at the end of the day, a long driving, and we made it, and everyone was delighted. And then we had our skiing week, which was wonderful. And throughout that week, I was, obviously trying to work out how we're going to get home, and the car being, broken down in the middle of France. 300 miles away. So I was on the phone to the people a lot, and sometimes they would ring me when I was in a cable car high up on the mountain, with the wind blowing. The guy was saying, I can't hear you. I said, well, I'm on top of a mountain. And every now and then they'd always seem to call me when I was either on a ski lift or in some very awkward place, and I'd pick up my phone and try and negotiate what was going to happen, and the car was being towed to here, And they hadn't, and the days went past and nothing happened, and they got the car to the garage finally, to the appropriate garage that would fix it. And then days went by. Again, we were skiing, having a lovely time, and all the time in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I do wonder how we're going to get home. I wasn't worrying about it because I knew it was a Lila, so I knew it would have its ups and downs, and lots of phone calls, and then it kind of got to Friday, which was the end of the week, and nothing had still happened. We were leaving on Saturday, and so I was having to negotiate all these, like, okay, we're going to have to get a hire car all the way to Calais, which is the coast of France, and then we have to and then you can't take a hire car across into the UK because the steering wheels are on the wrong side, or the right side, depending on your viewpoint. So you then have to get a ferry and taxis, and with all our bags and ski equipment, this just wasn't easy or really that doable. And so 2 hire cars on a Sunday, Easter Sunday of all Sundays, everything closed. Very few hire car places open except maybe the airports. There weren't any airports nearby. So the leader was like doing this dance, and I was talking to this nice man on the phone who was trying to arrange all this, and we were both kind of acknowledging that it was a kind of something of a nightmare to arrange. And then at the very last moment, on Friday afternoon, the garage finally rings up, says, "We've diagnosed your car, we've fixed it." Because we were thinking, oh, well, even if you've diagnosed it, it's going to take you a week at least to fix it. If you've taken this long just to get to it. Anyway, they fixed it. We had to, which was great, obviously. But then I had to cancel everything that we just arranged, all the arrangements, and then rebook everything that was previously arranged. So I did all that, and thank goodness for modern technology. And then the journey continued, and we took this journey home, and the car was fine, and we got home fine. But all this time, this Lila was playing, and finally got back to England. And the moment we got back to England, I had this distinct feeling that the Lila was done with us. No more phone calls, no more kind of negotiations, no more wondering how we're going to get back or what's going to happen next. And the envelope was closed, and the Lila was gone. It was done with us. And I tell you this story because it's such a good metaphor for all of our lives. We're all in these Lilas, particularly when life throws us a curveball or throws us a difficult, challenging situation. That one wasn't very challenging, really, but they're the kind of things that can make us worry. And I don't want you to have to worry. I'd like you, like me, to realize that you're in a Lila when it happens. And it might be in your relationships, or it might be something that's just really comes up that's very hard for you, that's hard for others. And you open the envelope and it's unexpected, and then this unraveling occurs. And the Lila means a play. Even though it's hard and it may be difficult, if you can see it as a part of a play, and that there is a teaching in it for you, that there is a forgiveness in it for you, that there is an acceleration of your awareness, there is a remembering for you in that envelope, that it's not without purpose. That's the magic of a Lila. And so I hope that you can take some inspiration from this funny little story and realize your own Lilas, and that they have this karma that has to unravel, and they tend to have a beginning and a middle and an end. And when they're done with you, they're done with you, and you've learned what you've learned. And sometimes you learn the hard way, and sometimes you learn the easy way, because you remember that it's a Lila. And life is like that in itself. Each lifetime is a Lila, and the whole of evolution is a Lila. It's God's play, God's letter to us. You open the envelope, you take it out, and it unravels step by step. And all we have to do is surrender and allow it to unravel, and keep our hearts open, and try and keep smiling as much as possible. Take heart from the Lila. So I hope you enjoy your Lila and get the most out of it, wherever you are and whoever you are. My love goes towards you.